In the wild African savanna, survival is not a choice, it's a daily challenge. Under the relentless sun and across endless stretches of open land, life is maintained through constant struggles, split-second decisions, and unavoidable encounters. Every sunrise can signal the start of a hunt, a desperate flight, or a fierce defense of territory. In this unforgiving landscape, the epic clashes between Africa's most iconic animals are etched into the very soul of the land. The roar of a lion announces authority and danger. The massive presence of an elephant commands respect and shows remarkable endurance. The speed and agility of antelopes offer a fleeting chance to escape death. Each species follows its own strategy in this quiet, relentless battle to survive. The savanna makes no distinction between permanent winners or eternal losers. It rewards those who adapt, endure, and fight for just one more moment. This is the heart of Africa, a world where life is forged in confrontation, and survival is the ultimate law. Beneath the shade of towering acacia trees, a pride of lions rests on the African savanna. The adult males lounge in the heat, while playful cubs tumble nearby. Yet the lionesses remain vigilant, senses alert. Something is about to unfold, a hunt is about to begin. In moments like these, captured on wildlife documentaries, survival is never guaranteed. In the distance, wildebeests graze unaware, oblivious to the predators moving silently through the tall grass. Muscles tense, eyes fixed. The strategy is already set. Some lionesses block possible escape routes, while others inch closer. Then, with sudden precision, a lioness lunges, and the chase erupts. Dust rises as the herd scatters in all directions. The hunters move with flawless coordination, isolating the weakest. A precise leap, a sharp swipe, nature's harsh reality unfolds. Each scene in the wild reveals the delicate balance between predator and prey at the very heart of Africa. Nearby, a young cub watches intently, wide-eyed. This is more than a hunt, it is his first lesson in survival. He studies how the adults move, plan, and cooperate to bring down their quarry. One day he will join the pride, and what he learns now will shape its future. Lions are the only big cats that live in social groups. Their survival depends on teamwork and structured reproduction. Yet even for them, success is never certain. Life on the savannah is relentless, a continuous cycle of hunting and being hunted. Only the strongest endure, and even the so-called kings of the savannah are not exempt from this unforgiving law. This is nature in its purest form, breathtaking, yet brutally demanding, captured in every frame of a wildlife documentary. Exiled from his pride, a young lion, around 3 years old and weighing nearly 180 kilograms, faces the ultimate test, surviving alone on the harsh savannah. Starved and exhausted after 3 days without food, he dares to attack a buffalo weighing over 700 kilograms. The prey resists fiercely, defending itself with massive horns that can measure nearly a meter, capable of breaking ribs or piercing vital organs. Injured and weary, the lion has no choice but to retreat. For 4 days, he roams the savannah on an empty stomach, each step heavier than the last. As dusk falls, opportunity arises. A wounded antelope, likely from a previous chase, crosses his path. Seizing the moment, he sprints at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, sinking his nearly 7-centimeter canines into the neck of his prey. hunt is swift and unglamorous, but it is enough to survive another day. In the wild, survival is sometimes victory in itself. Solitary lions must fight daily, for not all are supported by a pride. Under the blazing sun, a herd of elephants advances toward a water hole. Leading them is the matriarch, a colossal female weighing over 4,500 kilograms, with long, curved tusks and eyes that carry decades of experience. At the water, a calf just a few months old eagerly steps forward, awkwardly splashing water with its trunk. Composed of more than 40,000 muscles, an elephant's trunk is incredibly flexible, but mastering it takes time. Suddenly, the matriarch halts. Her enormous ears, spanning over 1.5 meters, detect distant sounds. She senses danger. Far across the grasslands, the shapes of lions appear. With a powerful trumpet, she signals the herd, and the adults immediately form a protective barrier around the calves. Weighing between 2,700 and 5,400 kilograms, even these fearsome hunters hesitate. After a moment of uncertainty, they withdraw. A lone elephant might be vulnerable, but a united herd is nearly invincible. For elephants, family is everything. With exceptional memory and deep emotional bonds, they protect one another from all threats. Once the danger passes, the herd resumes its journey, casting long shadows over the land. These giants are more than just animals. They are symbols of love, loyalty, and unwavering solidarity, traits that have allowed them to endure over 5 million years of evolution. No matter how harsh the savanna, as long as they stay together, they continue moving forward, strong and unyielding, across the vast African plains. Elephants are not just giants of the savanna. They are true engineers of the ecosystem. As they move through dense forests, they carve natural pathways that allow other animals easier access to food and water, especially during the dry season. Using their trunks and tusks, they dig into the earth to create water holes, providing a vital resource for countless species, from antelopes and giraffes to a variety of birds. They also play a crucial role in seed dispersal. By consuming fruits and later depositing the seeds in their dung, elephants help maintain biodiversity and support the continuous growth and regeneration of forests. Beneath the scorching African sun, a herd of impalas moves cautiously through the tall grass. Every step is measured, ears alert and eyes scanning the surroundings for the slightest sign of danger. In a land ruled by predators, constant vigilance is the key to survival. Suddenly, panic erupts. From the bushes, a cheetah bursts forth. Its sleek, muscular body, built for speed, rockets forward, accelerating from 0 to over 110 kilometers per hour in mere seconds. Its target, a young impala that has briefly strayed from the safety of the herd. But impalas are no easy prey. At the first hint of threat, they react with astonishing agility. Leaping up to 3 meters high, they not only confuse the predator but also signal danger to the rest of the herd. Within moments, the other impalas scatter in erratic patterns, zigzagging across the plains to make the cheetah's chase even more difficult. Even as the fastest land animal, the cheetah cannot sustain its top speed for long. If the pursuit extends beyond 20 seconds, the impala's chances of escape rise sharply. With long, powerful legs and strong muscles, they can reach speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour and maintain their pace longer than their pursuer. As the cheetah begins to tire, the impala makes a sudden change of direction, using the undulating terrain to disappear into the cover of distant bushes. The predator halts, exhausted, while the prey lives to run another day. Survival for antelopes depends on more than just speed. In the vast African ecosystem, their fate is intertwined with giants like elephants. African elephants shape the landscape, clearing paths through dense vegetation and digging waterholes with their tusks, providing essential hydration for impalas during the dry season. Yet this interdependence also makes antelopes a vital link in the food chain. Lions, cheetahs, and other predators rely on them to survive, maintaining the delicate balance of the savanna. Without these agile herbivores, the ecosystem would falter, grasslands would lose their rhythm, and apex predators would struggle to find sustenance. Every leap across the plains is more than a flight from danger. It is a testament to the relentless cycle of life, where even the prey must fight tirelessly to survive. On the surface, the African savanna may seem calm and golden. Lions rest after a hunt, elephants make their way to water, and impalas bound among the grasses. Yet beneath this apparent tranquility, an unyielding law governs all life, the circle of existence. Each species is intricately connected. A 250-kilogram lion consumes around 7 kilograms of meat daily, helping regulate herbivore populations. Impalas not only serve as prey but also disperse seeds, sustaining the grasslands. African elephants weighing up to 900 kilograms carve paths through forests and uncover water sources, benefiting countless other species. If even one of these vital links disappears, the balance of the ecosystem collapses. In the savanna, the survival of each species upholds the life of all others. In the heart of the vast African savanna, an old lioness moves slowly through the golden grass. Once powerful and dominant, her body now shows the marks of countless battles in this unforgiving land. The strength that once made her a feared hunter has faded, leaving her exposed. She is no longer the pursuer, but one who must remain vigilant. Every step is cautious, yet her spirit endures a silent testament to the predator she once was. Watching her closely, a group of hyenas lurks nearby. Clever, opportunistic, and always alert to weakness. These scavengers, renowned for their crushing jaws and coordinated hunting strategies, pose a constant threat in this harsh landscape. Hyenas rely on teamwork, using numbers and cooperation to overwhelm their prey. They are persistent and bold, yet today, something holds them back. They circle the aged lioness, studying her, waiting, but not attacking just yet. Hyena clans operate under a strict hierarchy, led by the strongest females. Every member relies on one another to hunt, defend territory, and secure their share of food. Competition within the clan is fierce. Each individual fights for position and survival. In their world, rank is absolute, and weakness is exploited without mercy. Now, as they encircle the weakened lioness, the hyenas show no compassion, only patience, biding their time for the perfect moment. The tension in the air is palpable. The old lioness stays alert, knowing that a single misstep could be her last.
This is some birds, the aberdair.
Not far away, other lionesses move through the tall grass, eyes focused, bodies taut. The ruthless struggle for dominance becomes clear. Among themselves, no truce exists. They fight to assert leadership within the pride while keeping watch over the aging lioness. In the wild, life is a constant battle. There is no room for weakness, and every lioness is determined to claim her place at the top.
This is some birds, the aberdair. Cheetahs and birds, the aberdair. This is some birds, the average deer. Yeah, that's awesome.
Across the sweeping grasslands that stretch from the Serengeti to the Masai Mara, nature unfolds one of its most extraordinary stories, the Great Migration. This ancient journey, repeated for millions of years, begins when the land dries and rivers fade into dust. Driven by instinct, vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles abandon their familiar ranges, following distant storms in search of fresh grazing grounds. This is not a choice, but a harsh command of the natural world: move forward, or face extinction, or every step of this epic passage is shadowed by danger. Lions, concealed within sunlit grasses, wait patiently for the weak or the unwary. Hyenas and African wild dogs trail the moving herds, alert to any stumble that signals opportunity. And at the journey's most feared threshold lies the Mara River, where massive crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, timing their strikes with deadly precision. Here, water becomes a battleground, a natural barrier that has claimed countless lives across generations. Yet despite the risks, the migration endures year after year. It is the heartbeat of the African ecosystem, sustaining predators, shaping landscapes, and renewing the land itself, more than a breathtaking natural event. The Great Migration stands as a timeless testament to resilience, a powerful reminder that even in its most vulnerable moments, life in the wild advances with unbreakable resolve. This landscape is home to the iconic Big Five and countless other species. Wildebeest, zebras, lions, cheetahs, elephants, giraffes, eagles, storks, herons, and vultures all share this dynamic ecosystem. Each year, more than 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras, Thompson's gazelles, and other herbivores, leave the open plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania. Their journey carries them across sun-cracked earth, swollen rivers, and predator-rich territories toward the Masai Mara in Kenya. There, seasonal rains create greener, more fertile grasslands. While the Serengeti stretches wide and dry, dotted with acacias and lion prides resting in the shade. The Masai Mara rises slightly higher, offering lush pastures that draw herbivores to feed, recover, and give birth. The migration is led by the wildebeest, followed closely by zebras and gazelles. Along the way, they must cross the Grumeti and Mara rivers, where massive crocodiles lie in wait beneath the murky water. On land, lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and African wild dogs seize any chance to hunt. These animals move in search of fresh grass, clean water, and relief from drought, a timeless cycle driven by survival. This constant movement plays a vital role in renewing the ecosystem, keeping nature in balance. The Great Migration is considered one of the most extraordinary natural events on Earth, not only because of its immense scale, but also because of the dramatic moments it contains: a calf losing sight of its mother, a crocodile striking from below, or a pride of lions coordinating a precise hunt. More than a mass movement of animals, the Great Migration reflects the raw strength of the wild, its endurance, cooperation, and unbreakable rhythm. From the Serengeti to the Masai Mara, this natural corridor becomes a grand stage where every creature struggles to survive, protect its own, and sustain life amid constant challenge. A new day begins as the first golden rays filter through the canopy, warming the damp earth beneath the forest roof. From the shadows of the trees, a pride of lions emerges, moving with quiet determination, their eyes scanning for the slightest sign of movement. Ahead, in the open grasslands, a large herd of buffalo grazes peacefully, unaware that danger is drawing closer with every step. The lions slow their pace and melt into the tall grass, carefully reading the formation of the herd in search of weakness. One buffalo feeds a short distance from the others. It is old, slower than the rest, and exposed. With the patience of seasoned hunters, the lions spread out in silence, tightening the circle and cutting off any path of escape. Then, without warning, the stillness shatters. The pride erupts from the grass in a burst of dust and thunderous roars. The buffalo bolts forward in terror, muscles straining, hooves pounding the ground in a desperate bid for survival. The chase becomes frantic as lions surge in from both sides, flanking their target with speed and precision. One lion leaps onto the buffalo's back, gripping tightly as the others close in, ramming and harassing the exhausted animal. At last, the buffalo collapses, spent and overpowered, as the laws of nature assert themselves in a struggle shaped by strength and fate. The lions gather and begin to feed, sharing the hard-won reward of the hunt. They eat without haste. This is not merely about satisfying hunger, it is a reaffirmation of the power that allows them to endure. As the morning light continues to rise, long shadows stretch across the grass. In the distance, another group of lions moves silently through the tall vegetation, focused on a new opportunity. Before them, a herd of buffalo grazes, still unaware of the threat drawing near. Suddenly, the buffalo sense danger and explode into motion, fleeing together in a tightly coordinated rush. Amid the chaos, one animal stops, turns, and confronts the predator. With a violent surge, it charges, catching a lion with its horns and hurling it into the air before it crashes heavily to the ground. Freed from the attack, the buffalo rejoins its herd, which continues its flight towards safety, leaving behind a moment that reminds us that even the hunter can become the hunted in the wild. Lions are opportunistic hunters, always alert to any chance that might secure the survival of the pride. In the distance, several shapes emerge from the grass, moving with steady purpose. Their focused eyes scan the landscape for movement, for weakness. Nearby, a small group of zebras grazes calmly, unaware of the danger slipping closer through the shadows. The big cats lower their bodies, pressing their bellies to the ground as they vanish into the tall grass. Every step is measured, every movement controlled. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the distance closes. Then, in a perfectly timed burst of power, one lion surges forward and launches the attack. The zebras react in an instant, exploding into chaos as they scatter in all directions. One animal is singled out. The lion locks onto its target, matching every turn, every sudden change in direction. The zebra runs at full speed, zigzagging in a desperate attempt to break free, but the lion's strength and endurance steadily close the gap. With a final surge, the predator leaps and brings the zebra down under its weight and momentum. Within seconds, the rest of the pride arrives, surrounding the fallen animal and claiming the reward of their coordinated effort. Once again, the savannah settles into silence. Only the low sounds of the pride remain an ancient echo of success before the grass and wind reclaim the scene. As life on the plains moves relentlessly forward. The wildebeest is one of the lion's most sought-after prey. As the first golden light spreads across the African savanna, warming the trees and stirring the land awake, life begins to move once more. Beneath the shade of scattered acacias, a pride of lions lies hidden in tall grass, their senses sharp, listening to every sound carried by the morning air. As the heat slowly builds, the lions rise with deliberate calm, muscles tighten beneath their coats, energy gathering for what lies ahead. In the distance, a small group of wildebeest grazes peacefully, unaware that a silent danger is drawing closer. Low to the ground, the lions melt into the sunlit grass, their attention fixed on the most exposed individual. An adult male steps forward, his massive frame barely visible among the dry vegetation. His focus narrows. One wildebeest has drifted away from the safety of the herd alone, vulnerable. Without warning, the lion explodes into motion, tearing across the plain in a cloud of dust. The ambush is underway. The wildebeest panics, veering sharply as its hooves pound the earth in a frantic attempt to escape. It twists and turns, searching for a way out, but the lion remains only meters behind, cutting through shrubs with relentless speed. In a precise leap, the predator lands on the wildebeest's back, claws gripping tight as both animals surge forward for a few final seconds. The prey struggles fiercely, kicking, twisting, fighting for freedom, but its strength fades. One by one, the rest of the pride arrives, surrounding the exhausted animal and sealing off every escape. Through coordination and raw power, they bring the hunt to its end. The male moves in first, claiming the reward. Teeth tear into flesh as the pride feeds. Here, survival is governed by strength, patience, and timing, a fragile balance between hunter and hunted that keeps the ancient rhythm of the savanna alive. The herd of zebras and wildebeest presses on, moving together toward unfamiliar ground. Ahead, a river cuts across the landscape, its fast churning waters forming a natural barrier that must be crossed. Beneath the surface, danger waits. Hippopotamuses and massive crocodiles lie motionless in the depths, alert and ready, sensing the approach of animals driven forward by instinct. At the riverbank, the zebras hesitate. Heads lift and turn, ears twitching as unease spreads through the group. Slowly, zebras and wildebeest begin to edge toward the water, unaware of the full threat that lies below. From within the river, dark shapes glide silently closer. Crocodiles and hippos position themselves with patience, watching every step of the herd. One zebra lingers slightly behind the others, exposed at the edge of the group. In an instant, the water explodes. A crocodile surges upward with terrifying force, its jaws snapping shut as it seizes the zebra and drags it beneath the surface. The herd freezes in shock, instinctively sensing the danger yet knowing the journey cannot stop. The younger animals move forward, fearful but with no alternative. In the chaos, another crocodile strikes, catching a foal that strays too close to the current. The young animal struggles desperately, kicking and thrashing as the river churns around it. But the reptile's strength is overwhelming. The splashes grow weaker, then fade entirely into silence. Meanwhile, the rest of the herd pushes on, hastening their crossing in a desperate bid to escape the deadly waters. One by one, the survivors reach the far bank, leaving behind those that did not make it. At last, the zebras climb onto the opposite shore, completing yet another perilous stage of their long migration and stepping into new territory. A fresh dawn rises over the savanna, painting the forest in soft gold and stretching across the dry, dusty plains, signaling the beginning of another day in the vast and unforgiving African wilderness. Beneath the surface, the predators continued their silent patrol. Cold eyes watched from the riverbed as powerful shapes drifted through the murky water. Among them, a crocodile nearly 5 meters long moved with unhurried confidence, its armored body gliding effortlessly. It did not need to chase. It did not need to rush. Time itself was its ally. On the riverbank, a group of wildebeest stood frozen in hesitation. The herd sensed the danger hidden below, yet there was no other path forward. One of the leading animals stepped ahead, paused, and drew a deep breath. Then, with sudden resolve, it plunged into the river. an instant, as if pulled by an unseen force, hundreds, then thousands of wildebeest followed. The water erupted into turbulence, foam, and confusion. Suddenly, the river struck back. A crocodile burst upward, clamping its jaws around the hind leg of a young wildebeest. The animal struggled fiercely, thrashing against the current, but the reptile's grip was absolute. Within seconds, the young wildebeest was dragged beneath the surface and disappeared into the depths. A faint red cloud spread through the water, carried away by the current. Then, just as quickly, the river grew quiet again. The rest of the herd kept swimming, never looking back. They understood instinctively that stopping even for a moment could mean the end. The cleanup crew had arrived. The sky, once clear, slowly darkened as countless silhouettes began to gather overhead. They were vultures. At first, only a few appeared, then dozens. And soon hundreds circled on the warm air, scanning the river below and waiting for the precise moment to descend. The first birds touched down beside the body of an antelope carried in by the current. Without hesitation, they rushed forward, tearing into the hide and pecking at the softer areas of the carcass. The sound of beating wings and sharp beaks echoed along the riverbank, transforming the scene into a feast for scavengers. Across the African plains, vultures possess remarkable adaptations that make them among the most efficient recyclers in the ecosystem. Their broad, powerful wings are not built for speed, but for endurance, allowing them to soar for hours without flapping. Riding rising columns of warm air, they spiral effortlessly into the sky, conserving energy as they search vast distances, sometimes covering dozens of kilometers in a single day. Their eyesight is extraordinary, capable of detecting the smallest signs of death from great heights, including subtle tracks left by predators dragging their prey. Their bare heads and elongated necks are far from accidental features. These traits allow vultures to reach deep inside carcasses without feathers becoming fouled by blood or harmful bacteria. Internally, their biology is even more astonishing. Extremely acidic stomachs enable them to safely digest flesh contaminated with dangerous pathogens, organisms that would be lethal to most other animals. Vultures also display complex social behavior while feeding. Larger, more dominant species often arrive first, using size and strength to open tough hides, while smaller species take advantage of narrow spaces the larger birds cannot reach. Many individuals even locate food by watching the flight patterns of others, forming an aerial network that spreads information across the savanna. In the end, these birds are vital to the health of the ecosystem. By stripping carcasses down to bone within hours, vultures prevent the spread of disease and recycle nutrients back into the soil. Their silent work keeps the balance of life intact, ensuring that the African plains remain vibrant, resilient, and alive. The sun had only just risen above the horizon, casting a soft golden glow across the African savanna. At first glance, the landscape appeared calm and untouched. Yet beneath this peaceful light, a darker story was beginning to unfold. Hidden within a dense thicket, a clan of hyenas stirred awake. Their backs arched as they stretched, revealing sharp white teeth that glinted in the early morning light. Sleepy eyes quickly sharpened. A scent drifted through the air, blood, or the promise of it. Not far away, a group of wildebeest that had arrived after a long night of migration grazed in the open. There was no cover, no warning, no protection. The hyenas did not rush. They shifted seamlessly from rest to strategy, moving with deliberate silence. They do not roar like lions or charge like leopards. They advance like phantoms, their paws barely disturb the grass, and their eyes track every movement of the herd. From a distance, they appear as fleeting shadows dissolving into the morning haze. The wildebeest, exhausted and scattered from their journey, sense nothing. Muscles ache, minds are dulled by fatigue. None notice the predators watching them. Step by step, the distance closes. One mistake is all it takes. The savannah seems to hold its breath, and then it happens. A single call shatters the silence, a harsh primal growl rolling across the plains. Instantly, the hunters explode into motion. Shadows become streaks of speed. Panic surges through the herd. Dust fills the air. Hooves pound the ground, and order collapses into chaos. Amid the confusion, one animal lags behind, thin, trembling, too slow to escape. A hyena leaps, jaws wide, slamming onto its back. Others follow, targeting legs, flanks, the neck. They move as one. Screams tear through the morning, then fade. What remains is wind and the heavy breathing of predators. Once again, the Golden Plains have witnessed death harsh, natural, unavoidable. This is the law of the land, written not in words, but in instinct and blood. Long dismissed as mere scavengers, hyenas reveal their true nature: intelligent, coordinated, and deadly. They watch, they plan, and they strike when the balance shifts in their favor. As the sun climbs higher, the feeding ends. The hunters retreat beneath the acacia trees, bellies full, eyes half closed. In the distance, the herd moves on. One member fewer, yet the journey does not stop. The migration continue, it always does. And so does the danger. Here, every dawn brings a test, not rest, a challenge, not relief. In these lands, the weak fall and the strong endure. It is the only rule that matters. Tomorrow it may be lions, wild dogs, or the silent return of hyenas. The wildebeest press forward, tired, alert, forever pursued, forever moving. In stark contrast to the dry plains of the Serengeti, the Masai Mara is now deep into its rainy season. The land bursts with lush greenery. Fast-flowing streams cut through the grasslands, and wide skies stretch overhead, washed clean by recent storms. The first wildebeest to arrive lower their heads immediately, tearing at fresh shoots to restore the strength lost during their exhausting journey. Nearby, zebras with their bold black and white stripes begin to relax as well. Some even lie down, savoring a brief moment of calm. But this pause is short-lived. A far more powerful force soon takes over. The breeding season is about to begin. Male wildebeest, once drained by migration, suddenly transform. Energy surges back through their bodies, and tension spreads across the plains. Without warning, rival males charge at one another, locking their curved horns in violent clashes driven by the right to reproduce. The impact echoes across the grasslands, sending dust into the air as raw strength ripples through their bodies. Only the strongest will earn access to the females, making these confrontations especially fierce. As wildebeest battle with relentless intensity, zebra stallions are facing their own tests. Their approach, however, relies not only on power but on strategy. Zebras live in smaller, tightly bonded family groups, typically led by a dominant male guarding 4 to 6 females. When a rival approaches, the leader responds instantly, charging forward and releasing a sharp warning call. Unlike wildebeest, zebras are highly loyal. Once a stallion establishes his harem, he will defend it with unwavering determination. From a distance, the females watch closely, assessing which male proves strong enough to protect them and the foals yet to come in the challenging days ahead. Among all the species that take part in the Great Migration, Thomson's gazelles are the smallest, yet their size should never be mistaken for weakness. As the breeding season begins, males establish territories across the plains, marking the ground with scent to signal their presence. When a female approaches, the male runs alongside her, displaying his speed and endurance, his way of proving he is a worthy partner. But females are highly selective. They test potential mates by sprinting at full speed, forcing males to chase them for several minutes across the open grasslands. Only those capable of matching their pace, demonstrating both strength and stamina, earn the chance to reproduce. For Thomson's gazelles, speed is not just a courtship display, it is a matter of survival. Those that cannot run fast enough are unlikely to escape predators, and nature offers no second chances. Three months later, as the first rains return to the Serengeti, the females are already pregnant. New life is on the way. These newborn fawns will become the next generation of the Great Migration, growing stronger with time, learning the rhythms of the land, and one day embarking on their own journey across the plains in this endless natural cycle. Then, only months later, the call of the open savanna rises once again. Vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and Thomson's gazelles leave the Masai Mara and begin their return to the Serengeti, breathing life back into the grasslands with every step. With the rains behind them, the journey begins anew. The young fawns move forward at the front lines of migration, and the Mara River once more bears witness to the raw struggle for survival that defines the wild. Because in nature, there is no true rest, only the constant test of endurance. And only those strong enough to keep moving will endure. As the Great Migration draws to a close, and the final members of the herds cross the plains and rivers, one truth becomes unmistakable: life on the African savanna is never gentle. Every confrontation, every chase, and every struggle for survival is part of an endless cycle, where strength, strategy, and endurance decide who moves forward and who is left behind. Yet these powerful stories of survival carry a deeper message. They remind us how vital it is to protect and preserve the ecosystems that sustain this extraordinary wildlife. Every species, from the largest predator to the smallest grazer, plays a crucial role in maintaining nature's balance and ensuring that these wonders endure for generations to come. In the Ngorongoro crater, one of Africa's most awe-inspiring natural wonders, wildlife writes its story with every new dawn. Within this vast natural amphitheater, encircled by ancient volcanic walls and nourished by rich grasslands, every animal is a true fighter, compelled to struggle day after day for the chance to survive. Here, survival follows no simple rules. Strength alone does not always decide the outcome, and the hunted are not always the weakest. Strategy, endurance, instinct, and sometimes sheer chance can reshape destiny in a matter of seconds. Predators and prey exist in a delicate balance where a single mistake can mean the end, and every success becomes another opportunity to live. Ngorongoro is a stage where nature reveals its most powerful face raw, unpredictable, yet remarkably balanced. Welcome to the heart of a world where every encounter matters, and every life tells a story of courage, resilience, and survival. More than 2 million years ago, a colossal volcanic eruption reshaped this land, creating one of the largest and most impressive calderas on Earth. From the devastation, nature slowly reclaimed its space, turning Ngorongoro into a vast wildlife haven where countless species found shelter, nourishment, and a chance to thrive. Today, this ancient crater is the stage for relentless struggles for survival. Apex predators such as lions, leopards, and hyenas test their strength against formidable rivals like buffalo and zebras. Yet the story of Ngorongoro goes far beyond its largest inhabitants. The salty waters of Lake Magadi support immense flocks of flamingos that paint the sky in shades of pink, while vultures recycle life by consuming the remains of the fallen. Beneath it all, dung beetles work unseen, shaping the soil and helping the grasslands remain rich, fertile, and alive. Across the vast floor of the Ngorongoro crater stretches a domain ruled by a formidable power. Here, no predator rivals the authority of the lion. Yet behind this symbol of dominance lies a relentless world of violent clashes, calculated hunts, and extreme trials where survival is never guaranteed. A lion never rules alone. In Ngorongoro, lions live within pride's highly complex social system shaped by thousands of years of evolution. A typical pride consists of several adult females, usually 3 to 15, who serve as the primary hunters, alongside one or more dominant males. These males are powerful guardians, responsible for defending territory and lineage against constant threats. Lionesses form the true foundation of the pride, beyond their role as hunters. They are devoted mothers. When cubs are born, the entire pride shares the responsibility of protecting and raising them. Even so, life on the savanna is unforgiving, and nearly half of all cubs never reach adulthood. From an early age, they must learn to hunt, to defend themselves, and above all, to endure. At the heart of the pride stands the dominant male, a creature of immense strength and unwavering resolve. Though he seldom joins the hunt, he will fight relentlessly to protect his bloodline. Exiled males roam the plains as restless challengers, constantly seeking to overthrow him. When a new male takes control, he eliminates cubs that are not his own. A harsh but instinctive act that ensures his genes will carry on. Lions are not the fastest hunters, nor are they the most enduring. They lack the blistering speed of cheetahs and the stamina of African wild dogs. What sets them apart is something far more powerful: flawless coordination. A lion hunt is never a simple chase. It is a carefully executed strategy, almost like a military maneuver. Once prey is selected, the pride moves with silence and precision. One lioness distracts and unsettles the target. Another closes in from the side, while the final strike comes from behind, swift, precise, and decisive. Even so, success is never assured. A single kick from an antelope can severely injure a lion, and an enraged buffalo can hurl an attacker through the air with devastating force. At times, one failed hunt can cost a lion its life. Male lions rarely take part in hunts, but when they do, their raw power is unmistakable. A single male can bring down an adult buffalo, though the risk is extreme. Each blow and bite becomes a desperate gamble between hunger and survival. The savanna is more than a landscape of predators and prey. It is a battlefield shaped by constant rivalries. Among the fiercest is the struggle between lions and buffalo. Buffalo are far from defenseless. When threatened, they may stand their ground, forming protective circles around their young. If they choose to fight back, the collision is violent and unforgiving. One misstep can send a lion crashing through the air under the force of a relentless charge. The lion's most dangerous rival is not the buffalo, but the hyena. Clever, bold, and remarkably intelligent, hyenas are always searching for an opening. A large enough clan can steal a kill from lions or even bring down a lone individual that lets its guard slip. The conflict between lions and hyenas has burned for centuries. Their clashes are not only about food, but also about territory and dominance. An adult male lion can kill a hyena with a single powerful bite, yet when outnumbered, even the king of the savannah is forced to retreat. On the African plains, no reign lasts forever. Every adult lion knows that his rule is temporary. As age slowly erodes his strength, wandering males begin to eye the pride, waiting for the moment to challenge his authority. When a new contender arrives, confrontation is unavoidable. If the reigning male falls, he is driven away and sometimes killed. Control of the pride shifts to the victor, and cubs that are not his own are eliminated, clearing the way for his lineage to take hold. This is the harsh law of the wild, only the strongest endure. Among the towering crater walls and endless grasslands of Ngorongoro, where powerful predators like lions and hyenas rule the land, every single day becomes a struggle for the right to survive. Another kind of hunter moves through Ngorongoro the leopard, a master of stealth and sudden, decisive strikes. It is the most elusive big cat in the region. Unlike lions, it does not display its power openly, and unlike hyenas, it does not rely on a clan. The leopard is a silent predator, a shadow drifting through woodlands and grasslands alike. Its golden coat, patterned with dark rosettes, provides near-perfect camouflage among tree shade, dense brush, and rocky outcrops. Leopards are remarkably adaptable animals. They can thrive in a wide range of habitats, from open savannas and thick forests to semi-arid landscapes. No matter where they live, they remain discreet and mysterious, revealing themselves only when the moment to strike has arrived. In this unforgiving land, every species follows its own path to survival. Lions depend on strength and cooperation, while cheetahs rely on explosive speed across open plains. The leopard, however, follows a different strategy, one built on patience, silence, and perfectly timed ambushes. A leopard never rushes. It watches from the shadows with absolute calm, every movement deliberate and soundless. For hours, it may track its target, studying each step and waiting for the precise instant to act. When the time comes, its body seems to merge with the darkness, using rocks and shrubs as cover, advancing slowly until escape is no longer possible. Then, in a sudden flash, it attacks swift, precise, and unstoppable. Within seconds, powerful jaws close around the throat of its prey, ending any chance of resistance. Yet the hunt does not end with the kill. On the open plains of Ngorongoro, leaving a carcass on the ground is an invitation to danger. Lions and hyenas patrol constantly, ready to steal a hard-won meal. Here, the leopard's unique strength becomes its greatest advantage. With remarkable power, it drags its prey into the branches of a tree beyond the reach of rivals. Even antelopes heavier than the leopard itself can be lifted with ease. This is survival for a solitary hunter. Still, even top predators are never completely safe. In this relentless world, constant vigilance is essential. Lions pose the greatest threat. An adult male can kill a leopard with a single blow. Hyenas, persistent and numerous, relentlessly attempt to steal its food. Even cheetahs, smaller and faster, compete fiercely for space and resources. But the leopard is rarely an easy target. When pursued, it does not stand and fight, it vanishes. In seconds, it can scale a tree or melt into the shadows, leaving danger behind. In the daily struggle of the wild, victory does not always belong to the one who confronts. Sometimes survival means remaining unseen. Unlike lions, the leopard does not seek attention. Unlike hyenas, it does not strive to control vast territories. It is a solitary ruler, a silent predator that reigns from the darkness. A dense patch of forest, a sturdy tree branch, and the cover of night are all it needs to command its hidden kingdom. When people think of hyenas, they often picture scavengers trailing lions and waiting for leftovers. But that image tells only part of the story. In reality, hyenas rank among the most efficient predators on the savanna. They do not rely on chance to survive. These animals are skilled hunters, and their success rate can rival, and at times even exceed, that of lions. Beneath their seemingly awkward appearance lies a highly complex society. Sharp intelligence and hunting strategies refined over thousands of years of evolution. Hyenas do not thrive alone. Their strength comes from the clan. This is not a chaotic group, but a strictly organized hierarchy led by a dominant female. In hyena society, females hold absolute authority. They are larger, stronger, and more aggressive than males, and they make the critical decisions that guide the clan. Under the leadership of the matriarch, the clan operates like a disciplined force, coordinated, strategic, and relentless. A hunt begins with subtle signals understood only by clan members. Unlike lions, which rely heavily on stealth, hyenas depend on numbers and intelligence. When one spots a potential target, it does not rush in. Instead, it sends short vocal cues, summoning the others. Within moments, the clan moves as one, spreading out to cut off escape routes and surround the prey. An aging buffalo, its curved horns worn and its movements slow, senses the danger and attempts to rejoin the herd. But the opportunity has passed. Fast-moving shapes close in from all sides. This is the moment the hyenas have been waiting for. If hunting is an art, then stealing is a skill hyenas have mastered. On the plains of Ngorongoro, where food is the most valuable currency, dominance does not always belong to the best hunter, but to the one who can hold on to its prize. Lions overpower their prey with brute strength. Leopards strike with precision, but hyenas possess something unmatched endurance and overwhelming collective force. A lion, exhausted after a long chase, finally brings down its kill and claims its reward. For a brief moment, the savannah is quiet. Then piercing laughter echoes across the grasslands. Calculated steps draw closer. The hyenas have detected the scent of fresh meat. They do not charge blindly. Instead, they form a tightening ring around the lion. One advances with taunting growls, testing its resolve. Another moves along the flank, applying steady pressure. The lion roars and stands its ground, but as more hyenas arrive, the balance of power begins to shift. The hyenas do not need a direct confrontation. They simply wait until the lion realizes that no meal is worth the risk of death. the end, the king of the savannah withdraws, leaving the prize to the most persistent thieves of the plains. Hyenas are far more than scavengers within the food chain. They are not weak, nor are they cowardly. They are disciplined fighters, intelligent hunters, and bold opportunists who seize every chance to survive. In a harsh world where vulnerability has no place, hyenas do more than endure. They assert their presence and rule the savannah in their own relentless way. Across the wide grasslands of the Ngorongoro crater, where dominance belongs only to the most capable, there is a predator that does not rely on sheer size or raw strength. Its true power lies in discipline, speed, and flawless teamwork. These are African wild dogs, exceptional hunters with success rates that can reach up to 80%, the highest among all large predators. In a land where every hunt is a fight to survive, they are never to be underestimated. Unlike the iconic rulers of the savannah, African wild dogs lack the massive build of lions or the brute force of hyenas. What sets them apart is their lean, agile physique, perfectly adapted for endurance. They can pursue prey over vast distances without tiring. Their mottled coats of brown, black, and white not only make each individual unique, but also provide natural camouflage in tall grass. Yet their greatest strength is not physical. It is the unity of the pack. African wild dogs live in tightly structured social groups. A dominant breeding pair, male and female, guides the pack's movements, hunting decisions, and overall survival. Every member has a role, from frontline hunters to caretakers that guard and feed the pups. Even injured individuals are not left behind. The pack supports them until they recover and rejoin the hunt. A wild dog hunt is never a solitary effort. Each animal performs a precise function, and every movement is carefully coordinated. unlike cheetahs, which rely on brief bursts of speed, or lions, which depend on power. Wild dogs employ a different strategy altogether: endurance hunting. When a wildebeest appears on the horizon, the chase begins. They do not depend on ambush or surprise. Instead, they trust their method. A few dogs initiate the pursuit, forcing the prey to flee. But this will not be a short sprint. The farther it runs, the more vulnerable it becomes. The pack takes turns leading the chase. When one dog slows, another seamlessly replaces it, ensuring constant pressure. The prey cannot rest, cannot hide, and exhaustion soon becomes unavoidable. As panic sets in, strength fades. Breathing grows heavy, and speed declines. That is the moment the pack closes in. One dog bites at the hind leg to bring the animal down. Another blocks its escape. Within seconds, the entire pack surrounds the prey, bringing the hunt to its swift conclusion, an unmistakable display of precision, cooperation, and survival at its most refined. Despite their remarkable efficiency, African wild dogs are far from invulnerable. The savanna offers no absolute safety. Lions, the undisputed apex predators, do not see them as true rivals. Yet they may still attack a pack simply to eliminate competition. Agile and intelligent as they are, wild dogs lack the raw power to confront lions directly. When faced with such danger, their only option is to flee. Hyenas are another constant threat. A pack of wild dogs can bring down prey with impressive speed. But if they fail to feed immediately, hyenas often arrive in overwhelming numbers and steal the kill. The dogs cannot defend their meal through force alone, nor can they afford to hesitate. They must eat quickly and move on before their presence draws unwanted attention. In this unforgiving world where strength often sets the rules, African wild dogs are neither the largest nor the most powerful predators. Yet they endure. Through cooperation, sharp intelligence, and near-perfect hunting strategies, They have survived for thousands of years, earning their place as one of the most successful hunters on the African savanna. In Ngorongoro, a land ruled by predators and shaped by nature's harshest laws, there is a creature that refuses to live as easy prey. Within this unforgiving landscape stands one of the savanna's true warriors, the African buffalo. It does not flee at the first sign of danger. It does not surrender to fear. When threatened, it stands its ground, ready to fight. And in doing so, it can become a formidable challenge even for the most feared hunters. An adult buffalo is anything but ordinary, weighing between 600 and nearly 1,000 kilograms, with powerful muscles and legs capable of carrying it at speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour. Its sheer presence commands respect. Its most dangerous weapons are its massive curved horns, hard as iron and designed for combat. These horns can pierce the hide of any attacker, while its thick skin offers protection even against the bites of lions. Buffaloes are not helpless victims, they are battle-hardened survivors of the wild. Buffaloes do not move across the savanna alone. They travel in vast herds that can number between 200 and 500 individuals, forming a living fortress. This is not a chaotic crowd, but a disciplined formation. Calves and females remain protected at the center, while the strongest and most experienced males take position along the outer edges, ready to confront danger. When a threat appears, they do not scatter in panic. Instead, they stand united, hold their ground, and face their enemy with unyielding resolve. On the plains of Ngorongoro, clashes between buffaloes and lions rank among the most dramatic encounters in the natural world. Lions, Africa's apex predators, constantly search for opportunities to isolate a buffalo, yet they know the danger is extreme. A single mistake can be fatal. A fully grown buffalo can hurl a 200-kilogram lion into the air with one charge. and a precise strike from its horns can end a predator's reign in seconds. Time and again, buffaloes have killed lions, crushing ribs, breaking spines, and shattering skulls in acts of fierce resistance. That is why lions rarely attempt to take down a buffalo on their own. Success depends on teamwork surrounding the target and trying to isolate the weakest individual, the old, the young, or the injured. Even then, a buffalo is never an easy target. When one is attacked, the entire herd may turn back and launch a counteroffensive, charging with unstoppable force. Their sharpened horns and raw power can scatter even the most seasoned lions, forcing them to retreat. Yet buffaloes are far more than fearless fighters. They play a vital role in maintaining Ngorongoro's ecological balance. As they move across the land, they graze tall grasses, creating open spaces that benefit smaller herbivores such as gazelles and impalas, and helping to preserve the natural structure of the ecosystem. Without them, dense vegetation would take over, reshaping the landscape and threatening many species. They also share a unique partnership with oxpeckers, birds that feed on parasites from their skin. With every step, buffaloes stir up insects from the ground, providing food for countless other birds. Buffaloes are not merely large grazers, they are giants that refuse to bow to predators. When a herd advances, it is not just in search of fresh pasture. It moves like a living army, unified and unafraid. Lions may succeed in hunting them, but they can never truly dominate them. In a world where survival is written in blood and strength determines fate, few animals dare to confront Africa's most powerful predators. The buffalo stands among them. It does not retreat. It holds its ground. It fights, and when necessary, it drives even the mightiest hunters into flight. This is the legacy of Ngorongoro's indomitable warriors. Across the wide grasslands of the Ngorongoro crater, where predators are in constant pursuit, there is an animal that survives without claws or raw power. Its greatest defenses are speed, strategy, and a mystery that has fascinated scientists for centuries: the zebra. One of the most iconic symbols of the African savanna. The zebra is known not only for its graceful stride, but also for its striking black and white coat, a vital adaptation that helps confuse some of nature's most efficient hunters. For decades, researchers have sought to uncover the true purpose of those bold stripes. Are they simply a unique pattern, or do they serve a critical function? One widely supported explanation is visual disruption. A single zebra may stand out in the open, but when a herd moves together, their overlapping patterns merge into a shifting optical illusion. Under the harsh sunlight, the stripes blur into one another, making it difficult for lions and hyenas to lock onto a single target. Recent studies suggest another remarkable advantage: temperature regulation. In the intense African heat, the white stripes reflect sunlight while the black stripes absorb warmth, creating subtle air currents along the body. This natural cooling effect helps zebras regulate their body temperature and conserve energy, even during the hottest hours of the day. Perhaps the most unexpected benefit of the striped coat is protection against insects. Blood-feeding flies and disease-carrying mosquitoes, serious threats to many savanna herbivores, rarely settle on zebras. Scientists believe the sharp contrast of the stripes disrupts the insect's vision, preventing them from landing accurately. This gives zebras an important defense against parasites and infection. Despite these extraordinary adaptations, zebras remain among the most targeted prey in Ngorongoro. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs all rely on them as a key food source, and it is common to see entire herds racing across the plains in desperate escape. Yet zebras are far from defenseless. Their greatest advantage lies in their combination of speed and endurance. They can sprint at nearly 65 kilometers per hour, fast enough to outpace most predators except the cheetah. But more importantly, they can sustain their pace over long distances, often exhausting their pursuers. When escape is no longer possible, zebras fight back. They wield a powerful and dangerous weapon, a crushing kick. A well-placed strike from an adult can break bones, inflict serious injuries, and even disable a lion, forcing the attacker to retreat. Other zebras nearby will often respond aggressively as well, making even experienced predators hesitate. Beyond their powerful legs, zebras also possess surprisingly strong jaws. Unlike many grazing animals, their teeth are not only for feeding. When threatened at close range, they can deliver painful bites capable of injuring a predator and ending the hunt altogether. In the unforgiving world of Ngorongoro, survival belongs not only to the strongest, but to those equipped with intelligence, resilience, and adaptations honed by time. And among them, the zebra stands as a master of endurance and defense on the African plains. Even so, escape is never guaranteed. When a coordinated hyena clan manages to surround them, or when a lion succeeds in isolating a single individual, a zebra's chances drop sharply. That is why they rarely move alone. Survival depends on the shifting patterns of their stripes and the safety found within the herd, where confusion and numbers offer their best protection. Beyond their role as prey, zebras are essential engineers of the Ngorongoro ecosystem. By grazing on tall, coarse grasses, they clear the way for smaller herbivores such as Thompson's gazelles and wildebeest, helping maintain balance across the plains. Their seasonal movements also shape the rhythms of other species, triggering food chains that would struggle to exist without them. Ultimately, zebras are far more than targets for predators. They are resilient survivors, relying on intelligence, agility, and finely tuned adaptations to endure in a world where life and death are tightly intertwined. Across the vast African plains, they continue to move forward with quiet determination. Their stripes confounding hunters generation after generation, standing among the most enduring species on the continent. In this untamed realm, every struggle for survival reminds us that no species exists without meaning. Each creature carries a unique purpose, a role woven into the fragile balance that sustains the natural world. From the most powerful predators to the most vulnerable prey, all are vital links in a chain that has kept life moving forward for thousands of years.